Hey y'all, welcome to Kamira's Kitchen. Today I am going to show you my new favorite way to spice up a spiral ham. Now I know everybody has tried your traditional honey glazed ham, brown sugar ham, and those are great. But today we are going to step up that spice level by doing a pineapple jerk chipotle ham. Y'all, this one's gonna be a showstopper for the holiday table. It is very easy to make. Let's get into it. Now I have a ham here. I believe it was 9.5 pounds. I like to get the ones that are already spiral cut because I don't like to be fiddled with cutting it later on. I'm going to take out the plastic because there's no way I am going to bake some plastic, and we are going to get started. Once I rinse my ham off, I'm going to place it in a large baking dish, and I'm going to start to use some toothpicks just to keep those slices that were on the outside, just to keep them all together. Then I made a spice rub with about 2 tablespoons of a low sodium jerk seasoning. I'm going to link the brand I use in the description, but it is so important that it's low sodium because you know this Piggly Wiggly is full of salt. Okay. Into that jerk seasoning, I also added a little bit of smoked paprika just to up the flavor. I'm going to rub the spice rub all over the outside of the ham. You could actually get a little bit in between the slices, but I really don't work it that much into the in-between slices because I am going to be placing the pineapple. I have 1 can of sliced pineapple, and I am going to break some of those rings in half and just place them however I want between the slices of the ham. This pineapple is not only going to add a great flavor to this dish, but it will also help to keep the ham moist while we are warming it up in the oven. Use some toothpicks just to keep everything in place because y'all know this thing is just trying to fall apart. Okay. I do like to reserve 3 whole pineapple slices to put on the back just as a little bit of decoration. If you want, you can add the cherries, but I don't feel like the cherries match the flavor profile that I was going for this time. So I decided to leave them off. Let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite unique holiday ham recipe? We all know your honey glazed ham with cloves, which is great, but I am always looking for something a little bit different to show you guys. So give me some inspiration. For this ham, I am using 1 can of sliced pineapples. However, if you like a lot of pineapple flavor, feel free to use 2 cans. As I place the slices on the back, I'm going to go in with some toothpicks just to make sure that everything is secure and that the pineapple slices don't fall out and get nice and caramelized. I'm going to put about 1/4 cup of pineapple juice at the bottom of the pan just so that the ham won't dry out, especially while it's still trying to release its juices. Then I'm going to cover it very tightly with foil and put it in a 325-degree oven for 1.5 hours. In that time, I do not baste the ham because the temperature is so low. I typically don't have it dry out, but if you're afraid of that, feel free to baste it halfway through. While the ham is warming, I am going to add 3/4 cup of pineapple juice, 1/4 cup of some rum, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 1/2 cup of honey to a saute pan. I will also put in 1 chipotle in adobo. If you can handle the heat, baby, feel free to go ahead and add in 2 or 3. All right, I'm going to let this simmer on a medium-low heat until the sauce is reduced to about half. You want it to have a little bit of stickiness to it because the ham is already going to release its juices. This is just so you add that extra sweetness, and it will help your ham to caramelize. When it is done, I'm going to place it to the side and allow it to cool. It has been 1.5 hours, so let's go ahead and take this big baby out the oven. All right. I am going to crank up the heat to 400 because we want this ham to caramelize and get nice and brown. Remember, when you buy a ham from the store, it's already cooked. We are just spicing it up and getting it presentation worthy. So I'm going to go ahead and take the foil off of this ham, and as you can see, a bunch of juices have sprung from this thing. I'm actually going to take quite a bit of this out. I don't want too much of this to mix with the glaze and just completely dilute it, and I'll just place it to the side. A lot of people like to dip their ham in these little ham juices, so I just take them and put them in a bowl. I will lightly baste the ham, but I am doing it in a specific way. I'm going to take my baster and I'm intentionally going to go in between the slices of the ham because I don't want to wash off any of the jerk seasoning that I have put on the edge. Then I am going to glaze the ham all over, taking special attention to those pineapple slices. I want those to get a little caramelization, let them get browned up, okay? Let people know you know how to cook, okay? You know when you see that melanated meat, you know you feel like the food gonna taste real good. And let me tell y'all, this ham is probably one of the best hams I have ever made. The moment I was done making this, my dad came over to visit and he pretty much took almost all the ham back home to my mom and my siblings so they could tear this up. He was like, this is so good. So y'all, I can tell you right now, this is approved by my family. So I'm going to stick this back into the oven for 25 to 30 more minutes until it is nice and brown and you have some caramelized edges on that ham. Baby, this is so good. With a piece of pineapple, you get that spicy, sweet, and salty combination that is just perfect paired with a potato side dish. Let me know if you guys are going to try this. You know I love you and Jesus loves you. I'll see you next time in Kamira's Kitchen. Goodbye and God bless.